Welcome. Just for tuning in, you're an absolute legend. So I'm Kev, and this is my channel. I want to have a chat today about my channel, monetization, and whether or not you should do it in 2025. This is going to be a video from a fresh perspective. So my channel was monetized in March of 2024. This is my story. No viral videos, no tricks, no help. It's tough, so let's chat about it. So when I first created my channel, I think it was early 2023. Yes, I did make a channel that had been sitting around for about 10 years, just dormant, absolutely doing nothing. I think I put a video up of my daughter learning to walk for the first time and shared it with some family and friends. But the channel itself, for what it is today, which is a fishing channel, came about in about January 2023. Prior to that, I started to actually upload videos to my channel just to cover the fish catches, just so I can show families and friends, because the photos just weren't justifying it anymore. Not for me anyway. It was more fun to film catching a fish and show people than to take a photo and say, hey, look at what I caught. There's no emotion, there's nothing there, there's no suspense. So it was an absolute game changer for myself. What I learned is when you put stuff on YouTube, as soon as you take it off unlisted, people start viewing your videos. And that's where a lot of you legends come along. Started viewing the videos, started leaving comments and saying, hey, can you do some longer format videos? So I took that on and I thought, well, there are some people that actually enjoy this that I don't know. And I love sharing experiences. And that's what my channel is about. It's about sharing experiences. It's not about telling people what to do or how to do it. It's about the experience and sharing that with the world. When I first started to try to make these longer format videos, there was a little bit of touch and go there. You learn a lot as you go if you've had no sort of video editing experience, no experience of stitching together an experience. You don't know what people are going to like. You don't know if what you think's funny is what they think's funny. It's just trial and error. But one thing I did learn is be authentic, be yourself, because that's so much easier than to try to fake things, to set things up. And let's all face it, when we watch YouTube, most of us, we can just look at a video and go, yeah, that's fake, that's set up. That didn't really happen in that order. Don't even bother trying to do that because people see right through it. If you want to build an audience and a tight-knit little community, you really have to be yourself. People will gravitate to who you are and how you act in situations, or how you teach people how to do things, or how you do a certain thing, which might be amazing. This channel really just started as a hobby for me, and it still is. It still is just a hobby. I'm not trying to make money out of it. I'm trying to share an experience with everybody. I wanted to start making weekly videos, which meant that I had to go and do my hobby at least once a week. And the great thing is it led me to doing my hobby more often, and it made me so much more happier. I was really happy. YouTube for me was actually a really good thing. It got me out and about, out into these wonderful areas that you're seeing right now. In the early days of uploading some videos just for myself and friends, I actually was inspired. There was a trigger point. It was a lot of people jumping on my videos and liking them and providing great comments and saying, hey, that was a great outing, can you go and do some longer outings? But there was actually two other YouTubers in the fishing community, that's in Australia, that I used to watch quite a lot as well. That's Robbie Alexandra from Robbie's Fishing, and also Will Parr from Whistling Willie's Fishing. Those two YouTubers basically said to me, hey, you can get out there, you can have some fun, have some laughs, and share that experience with other people. And so I looked to them and I looked at the type of content that they were doing. I didn't want to copy them, but I wanted to do something sort of similar, but put my own twist on it. I wanted to be unique in my own way. And I think that's a really important thing in the YouTube world as well, is if you can be unique, then go for it. Just be yourself, because everybody is unique. So in the early stages, I would just do a lot of fishing. And there was a point where I started to look and go, I would always walk along the rivers and I would fish. So then I started thinking, wouldn't it be great if I could go and fish bigger lakes, bigger bodies of water that's been around me? And I've never really got into boating before. And it wasn't because YouTube was pushing me in that direction. It was because I was doing my hobby more that made me feel like, hey, I just want to do more, take this hobby to the next level. So I bought a boat. Buying that boat was meant to just be me going out into some lakes and having some fun and sharing a new type of experience from a different perspective out in the middle of a lake. Turns out that I bought a bit of a dud, so I had to completely rebuild it. And that became another thing on YouTube. I documented my whole rebuild, me learning how to do it. It was a very good experience for myself. I learned a whole lot of new things. And that's just, again, I'm just investing in myself because I'm making these YouTube videos. I feel like I'm a better person because of it. Early days, a lot of the videos that I created, they didn't get a lot of views. They just trickled along. Sometimes I would ask for subscribers, or I wouldn't even ask because I'd be too shy to say it in a video, to say, hey, subscribe to my channel. So what I'll do is I'll just wait for a good moment in the video and I'll pop up on the video, hey, a little subscribe and a thumbs up button would appear, just to try to get people to entice, because I just didn't have that confidence and that talking confidence to be able to talk to you. So sometimes my videos would get maybe 100-200 views. Very randomly, I would get one that would go 1,500 views. For a channel where you only had 200 subscribers, you got 1,500 views. It's like, yes, I'm on top of the world. You'd be looking at your YouTube Studio app and you'd be refreshing it, just watching the views trickling very slowly. Every now and again, you would get an extra subscriber, and it was kind of exciting. So there was that other aspect to it as well. One thing I do recommend is, if you are new, don't stress too much about that, because you'll spend too much time sitting there looking at your app, watching the view count, when you could just be doing other things. That's going to happen regardless. It's out of your control at that point, as soon as you put the video up. I don't generally post on other platforms like Facebook. The fact is that people from other platforms, they're not really the same audience as people on YouTube. I find people on YouTube tend to come there to watch a video, and they're more likely to watch the full thing, or even a good 50-60% of your video. Yes, they might skip over some stuff. So I want to talk a little bit about the monetization process now. As most of you already watching, you already know, let's just briefly touch on it. The main ways, I'm not talking about shorts here because I'm not a really shorts guy, but if you're just doing long format videos, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 watch hours in the past year. And for me, it was actually easier to get the watch hours than the subscribers. I never had a viral video. Viral videos usually get you a whole ton of subscribers all at once, very, very quickly, and they'll help you get monetized. But I took the long road. I got the watch hours up, and then it was maybe a month later where I finally got that 1,000 subscribers. So my channel still isn't that big. As I'm speaking now, I have just under 2,000 subscribers, and I'm still a small channel. I still haven't had a viral video. The biggest video that I've had was just a few weeks ago. It reached about 13,000 views. It also got a whole bunch new subscribers, I found. The more views you get, the more subscribers you get. It was quite a successful video. So I went through the process of getting monetized, and that involved, creating a Google AdSense account, clicking a few buttons, accepting to a few terms and conditions. I'm not going to bore you with it. And I was monetized. Voila. I didn't know what to expect. How much was I actually going to earn from these videos on YouTube? What I did tell my friends was, hey, look, if it can cover the cost of fuel to drive to the fishing locations, maybe cover the cost of a few lost bits of fishing gear, then I'd be really happy. At that point, my hobby and my extended hobby of making YouTube videos now would be paying for themselves. And I can tell you, it actually does. It does actually do that. So yes, it is all about ad revenue, and the longer your video is, the more ads can be slotted into that video. That means the longer your video, the more ad revenue you will get. Now YouTube do a calculation based off 1,000 views. For every 1,000 views, they'll say this is how much the advertisers are going to pay, and then this is how much you're going to get. YouTube keep their slice of the pie. When I had a video that is around 8 minutes long, I'd get about $9 per 1,000 views. If I got a 2,000 view video, which is about average for my channel, that video made me $18. So yeah, it paid for the fuel in most cases. If I make a 16-minute video, I've noticed, to get around $18 per 1,000 views. And that's for this fishing content. I'm really not sure about other channels and other content. Maybe gaming might be a lot less because there might be a lot more of it. So if I release a video and I get about 2,000 views, all of a sudden, that's about $36. It is worth mentioning, that's Australian dollars, because that's where I am. So in America, those figures will change. You can do the conversion if you really want to. Want to be open and realistic here. So yeah, I'm surprised. I might release 4 videos a month. In that 1 month, I might make about $50, $60 Australian. So the other side of monetization, it was hard. And I'm not going to lie about that. It was hard because in what I do, there's a lot of other people that do the exact same thing. So the hardest part I found was to gain that trust with the viewers to click that subscribe button. Because there's a lot of other people that do the exact same content, it's very difficult to convince them, or even just to have them click the subscribe button, because they know that they're just going to see more content very much the same. So I try to be a little bit more unique with my videos. I might use some memes here and there. I might use some funny GIFs. I'll play the funny stuff, a little bit of banter between mates, not just fishing. So it's really a big adventure, some laughs. That's the uniqueness of the channel. It's all about having fun with friends and having an adventure. So if you're not into fishing, you still might like the video. Building that trust with subscribers is one thing. But what I did find is once I finally got to that 1,000 subscriber mark, things seemed to change a lot more. People seem to have a bit more trust in me. There seemed to be a lot of more repeat viewers. So I'd get a lot more comments on my videos. And when you start getting more comments on your videos and you have your regular subscribers that tune in and watch your videos, you get a bit of a bump when you first release a video. So you get a bump up of likes, views, and comments. And I believe that the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, as everybody talks about, it likes that. It says, hey, this video's got a bit more going on in the first hour, 2 hours of its life. So I'm going to push this out to a few more people and see how it goes, because that's what the algorithm does. It will keep testing your video with wider and wider audiences until it finds a point where it's not being clicked on anymore or the audience isn't very interested anymore, and then that's when it will scale back. What about equipment? So if you want to start a channel in 2025, what do you really need to get started? Well, let's be honest. It really depends on what you want to do. If you're outdoors like me, you will need to have your hands free. So you're going to need to have your camera, whatever you're using, whether it be your phone or some sort of action camera, you need to have it mounted somewhere so you can actually do your adventure and share that experience. If you're at home doing some crafting or creating stuff, it will be a lot easier. So you can just use your camera, which might be your phone, on a little mount, have a couple lights, and off you go. It is relatively cheap to start a YouTube channel, let's face it. Anybody can do it. I'm pretty sure everybody has a mobile phone, and I encourage people, if you do, just start recording. Even if you're not sharing it with the whole world to start with, share it with yourself and your family and friends if you want to. You do see a lot of big YouTubers talk about your first video and your first subscriber, who it was. And they all say stuff like, try not to share it with your family and friends because they're the wrong type of audience. But you might be quite wrong there. A lot of my friends, they like to fish as well. So when they became my subscribers, they watched every video that I put up. They liked every video that I put up. And every now and again, they'd put a comment. And I think that that is an important thing to remember, is you can't just say that your first subscriber should be somebody completely random. I don't believe that's true. I honestly don't believe it. And that's where I say that some of these big channels are a little bit out of touch. They've been in the game for so long, they don't understand what the playing field is like. It's such a low level and such a new level these days. There's so many channels, so much, but don't let that discourage you. You can do it. So yeah, so that brings me to the end. So should you do it? I've already said it. You can do it. You should do it. If you love doing something, if you've got a passion for a hobby, if you're really good at something, playing a musical instrument, really good at creating something, really good at talking, maybe educating. It doesn't matter what it is. If you've got a passion and you want to share it, I strongly believe that YouTube is the platform for that. The opportunities are endless. And I believe that you should get out there and give it a go. This video is very different for me. I don't do a lot of face-to-face talking. So if you're one of my subscribers, you might even want to create your own fishing channel. Let me know if you do. If you already have your own channel and you're watching this, post your channel name down in the comments. People might see it. They might find you. It's okay to create a YouTube channel in 2025. You can do it and you will get monetized one way or another. It is difficult, but not difficult at the same time. And the difficulty might mean it just takes a little bit longer for some people. For me, it took a little bit over a year to become monetized, and I was okay with that. I wasn't in any rush. It's changed my life, and the way it's changed my life is I'm happier. I'm doing my hobby more. People do say stuff like, what about the grind? Yeah, it could become a grind if you do it too often. So just take it at your pace. If that means one video a month, then do it. You might be working on huge projects and you can't do more than one video a month. Don't be discouraged, because that one video will be absolutely rocking. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Why not? Help a little channel like mine out. And if you really like fishing content, go check out some of the other stuff. You might be pleasantly surprised. Thank you, and see you later.